You know, every time I look at longevity statistics, I'm always amazed by one fact. Japan has more centenarians than anywhere else in the world. And these aren't just people who've lived to a ripe old age. They're active, mobile, and maintain mental clarity and independence far longer than most older people in Western countries. And when we doctors study this phenomenon, something surprising emerges. The secret isn't ideal genetics or expensive procedures, and it's not even just their traditional cuisine, as many people tend to think. The main secret of Japanese longevity is the simple daily movements they perform throughout their lives. No complicated workouts, no strenuous exercises. On the contrary, the movements are so simple that most Westerners don't even notice them. But they help maintain joint flexibility, strengthen the heart, improve balance, preserve cognitive function, and prevent age-related diseases. I was particularly impressed by research from Harvard and Tokyo medical schools. It turns out that these 6 simple rituals activate several body systems at once: the musculoskeletal, nervous, respiratory, and even hormonal. They improve circulation, stimulate brain function, and maintain muscle tone without overexerting the body. This is an ideal approach for people of any age, especially after 50-60, when excessive exercise can be harmful. In this article, I want to gently, clearly, and professionally guide you through each of these movements. We won't be talking about complex workouts. On the contrary, you'll be surprised at how accessible and natural everything is. Our goal is to help you maintain mobility, energy, and mental clarity for years to come. After all, health isn't a race or a feat, but small but regular steps we take every day. When patients come to me complaining of fatigue, blood pressure fluctuations, or a feeling of heavy legs, I often start with one very simple piece of advice: not running, not brisk walking, not going to the gym, but a slow, mindful walk. In Japan, it's called sampo, and for locals, it's not just a habit, but a full-fledged wellness practice accessible to everyone. Sampo involves walking at half the normal pace and synchronizing your steps with your breathing. This rhythm, inhaling for 2 steps, pausing briefly, and then exhaling for 4 steps, has a surprisingly gentle yet profound effect on the body. This type of walking stabilizes your heart rate, reduces stress, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, and helps the body wake up without unnecessary tension. Particularly important for those aged 50 plus, when walking slowly, the foot touches the ground completely and rolls smoothly from heel to toe. This movement engages small muscles and joints that are usually barely used. They send millions of signals to the brain, improving coordination and balance. Research shows that regular sampo reduces the risk of falls and improves stability in just a few weeks. I always say, start small. Just 10 minutes of slow walking in the morning, and you'll already do more for your heart and brain than a whole day of sedentary routine. Choose a calm route, look ahead, keep your posture straight, and breathe smoothly. Gradually, you can increase the time to 20-30 minutes, as Japanese centenarians do. Sampo seems simple, but it's precisely this simplicity that makes it accessible and safe. It's a practice that helps restore naturalness to the body and calm to the mind. Try incorporating it into your morning routine, and you'll notice your body responding with gratitude from the very first day. If you visited Japan early in the morning, you'll hear a faint melody blaring from radios and street speakers. It's the signal to begin radio taiso, a gentle exercise performed by millions of people of all ages. And, frankly, the more I study its health benefits, the more I realize this 3-minute practice holds a wisdom we sorely lack. Radio taiso is not a workout, or stretching in the traditional sense. It's a smooth, continuous sequence of movements that gently awakens all major joints and muscles. There are no sharp jerks or deep bends. Instead, each movement feels like a gentle wave passing through the body. This format is especially beneficial for people over 50, when intense exercise can do more harm than good. This morning awakening of the body works in several ways. First, it increases blood circulation, but does so very gently without causing pressure surges. Second, it activates synovial fluid, the natural lubricant without which movement becomes stiff and painful. After age 60, its production decreases, but dynamic stretching helps restore natural volume and improve mobility. The simple elements of radio taiso are especially valuable: arm lifts, gentle torso twists, and light steps in place. Many of my patients who began this practice in the morning have noted within a couple of weeks that it has become easier to bend, rotate their shoulders, and turn their necks. Tension subsides, and freedom of movement increases, an important indicator of slowing age-related changes. I recommend starting with something accessible. Turn on some calming music and perform 5 to 6 simple movements at a slow tempo. It's important not to strive for perfection. The main thing is that your body wakes up smoothly. Gradually, you can master the full sequence and turn it into a warm morning ritual that will give your body flexibility and your mind clarity for the entire day. There's one movement we've almost completely lost in modern life: the deep squat. In Japan, it's still a completely natural resting position. Elderly people can easily spend 10-20 minutes like this, chatting, watering plants, or simply taking a break. And you know what's most surprising? This simple position has a powerful healing effect on the entire musculoskeletal system. When a person sits in a deep squat, the hip joints open, the thigh muscles are gently stretched, and ankle mobility improves. The spine is relieved, the discs are nourished, and blood flow to the back muscles improves. This is a natural preventative for lower back pain, which almost all my older patients suffer from. Furthermore, a deep squat strengthens the pelvic floor muscles, which directly impacts balance control and even genitourinary health. Of course, in Western culture, we spend most of our lives sitting in chairs, so the ability to comfortably sit, Japanese style, is often lost in youth. But the good news is, it can be gradually regained. I always recommend starting very gently. Place your feet shoulder width apart, lean your back against a wall, and slowly lower yourself as comfortably as possible. Even if you can only hold the pose for a few seconds, that's a step forward. Don't try to immediately perform a deep squat all the way to the floor. Your joints need time to adapt. Use support. Place a bolster under your heels and perform several short sets a day. Gradually, your body will become more flexible, and you'll notice bending over becomes easier, your back aches less, and your gait becomes more confident. In Japan, they believe that deep squats restore youth to the body. Indeed, doctors have observed that those who regularly perform this movement maintain independence and mobility in their daily lives longer. Try incorporating it into your short breaks throughout the day, squatting for 20-30 seconds. This small effort will yield surprisingly large results for your body. If I had to pick one simple exercise that best strengthens the brain and body in people over 60, I'd choose the single leg stand without hesitation. It's a surprisingly gentle yet incredibly effective practice, which Japanese doctors prescribe with the same confidence we do vitamins or walking, and I understand perfectly why. When you stand on one leg, your body activates several systems at once. The calf and thigh muscles maintain balance, the joints of your feet are actively working, and your brain receives a huge number of signals from receptors responsible for spatial orientation. This isn't a strength exercise, but a coordination one, a quality directly linked to longevity. Research shows that people who can maintain balance for at least 20 to 30 seconds have a significantly lower risk of falls and related complications. Start against a wall or with your hand on a table. Raise one leg just a few centimeters. That's enough to wake up your neuromuscular system. Focus on a fixed point and breathe calmly. Gradually, the time will increase effortlessly. Once you feel confident, you can make it more challenging. Turn your head slightly, raise your arms, and close your eyes for a few seconds. The second part of this practice involves transitions from the floor to a standing position and back. In Japan, people do this dozens of times a day simply because they often sit on the floor. This maintains their flexibility and the ability to rise independently, even at a very advanced age. This transition is a small complex. It works the muscles of the hips, abs, and back, strengthens the joints, and trains coordination. If the movement is difficult, use a pillow, chair, or support. The key is to perform it slowly, mindfully, and without pain. Even 2 to 3 such transitions a day will already produce a noticeable effect. Over time, your body will become more stable, and your movements will become more confident and smooth. These two simple skills, balance and transitions, give a person the most important thing: independence. And independence is the true quality of life we strive for as we age. When we talk about health in old age, many people imagine complex workouts, strict diets, or expensive procedures. But observing Japanese centenarians, we see a completely different picture. Their strength and mental clarity are the result not of heroic efforts, but of simple, gentle, daily movements that they perform almost automatically. These are small rituals, but together they form a holistic system that supports the body and brain for decades. Slow, mindful walking helps the heart and nervous system work in harmony. Morning stretching gently activates joints and improves mobility. Deep squats restore natural flexibility and relieve stress on the spine. Balance practices and floor transitions strengthen coordination and give you the most valuable asset, confidence in your own movements. All this requires no special training, athletic experience, or special equipment. Your body remains your most important tool. I often tell my patients, age is not a disease, but a condition that must be approached wisely and carefully. Our body has an amazing ability to adapt and recover if we give it the right signals. These 6 Japanese movements are just such signals. They remind the body how to move naturally, smoothly, without tension. And the sooner we begin to incorporate them into our daily lives, the longer we maintain lightness, flexibility, and mental clarity. If you try even one of these movements today, you'll take a small but important step toward better health. And in a month or two, you'll be surprised to notice that your body has become more responsive and your movements more confident. Remember, the path to longevity isn't about big leaps, but about small, regular actions. Let these Japanese practices become your quiet, daily self-care ritual. You deserve to feel light, strong, and free at any age.